All right, all right, all right. We are back. So what do you guys think of the event so far? What are you getting out of it? Here's what I want to do. I want to actually, if you guys have been with us before on the KCF Live event, whether it's in person or virtual as we are today, one of the things you know that we like to do is we like to actually bring you guys up on stage. I want to hear back from you. I want to hear like, what do you think of this entire day so far? So remember raising the digital hand? You guys remember how to do that? If you want to come on and just share a minute or two of what you think about the event so far, what do you think of Marty, Josh? Maybe what do you think of Tiffany, who was just on? What do you think about, you know, anything we shared yesterday? Uh, Deviar, you've got your camera on the floor there, looks like, or something like that. Raise your digital hand. And what we're going to do is I'm going to bring a few of you guys on. Maybe we'll bring about 10 different people on, give you a couple of minutes to express your gratitude. I think we get to a point where we're able to receive and then also give and really take away from that by just expressing what we're getting from what we're receiving. So if you'd like to be brought on, raise your digital hand. I'll call out your name. I'll bring you up on stage, on the virtual stage here. And then we go from there. All right. So we'll take about a minute or two each because I want to get as many people as possible. The last time I did this, I kind of put my foot in my mouth. I said we're going to bring a few people on, and we ended up bringing like 50 people on. Do you guys remember that? But it was really cool. It was really cool. All right, so let's start out with, we'll go in order. We'll bring in Helene Phelps first, and then we'll bring in Neil Wilson, and then Willie Brown after that. All right, so Helene Phelps, Neil Wilson, and then my man Willie Brown after that. So raise your hands, raise your hands, raise your hands. So Helene, all right. You are unmuted, my dear. Oh, well, you're muted again. So, guys, here's the thing. So, don't unmute yourself. The tech team will unmute you, and then you'll be good to go. There we go, Helene.
I'm here.
I got you. So, what do you think so far? What do you think of the event? What's your biggest takeaway?
I've been working toward this for 10 years since I got my degree and wanting to be able to have the time to tell my story and write the books that I've been thinking about for a long time. And now that I'm able to do that, you have given me the motivation and the excitement. This is an awesome event. I'm really jazzed up.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Hey, there's somebody that's watching this right now, right? What would you tell that person if they're considering attending KCF Live Virtual? And if they don't know, if they're like, hey, I don't know if that's going to be just like all of the other events, what would you share? What would you tell that person, Helene?
This is different than any webinar I've ever attended, and I've attended many in getting my degree and working toward being a counselor. I'm a grief counselor, and I work with people that have a lot of pain.
Wow.
And therefore, this is one of the best presentations I've seen anywhere.
Awesome.
I'm grateful that I got the email and that I could choose this because it's leading me to think about many things that I've needed to think about for a long time.
Very cool. We appreciate your honesty. Thank you. And we appreciate your bravery because it takes a lot to come on camera, right? And speak to like tons and tons of people. We have hundreds of people that are here, but we have thousands of people that are watching across the planet. So I appreciate your bravery. Let's bring on, who do we have next? Let's bring them on. So let's see, who do we have next? We had Neil Wilson. So Neil Wilson, then after that, Willie Brown. All right, Neil, you have been unmuted. Neil, my friend, how's it going?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. Neil, where are you watching from and what's your biggest takeaway?
So I'm in the UK. I've been working today, unfortunately. So 8 hours of teaching for myself, teaching personal safety, and then straight in the car. I hooked on in the car because I was never going to get home in time for the actual start of it. So I was driving and had it on the dashboard. And just listening in. So and just made it back with 5 minutes to spare for my coaching call. So in terms of the day and what I've taken out so far, you know, I resonated, and you're gonna have to excuse me, I forgot the lady's name that was the guest speaker yesterday.
Yep.
So I've bought your program and got the revamp program, and unfortunately I've sort of allowed myself to procrastinate and sit there and allow other outside sources get into me. So this has sort of re-energized me a little bit in terms of getting my focus and where I want to be and what I want to do. My work at the moment, as much as I love my job, it's, you know, it's a cracking job.
Yep.
It's not what I want to keep doing. I'm 51 now. I'm getting bruised and battered, and and I want a bit more freedom. I want to work with my horses more, spend time with my lovely new wife, and just so biggest takeaway is being motivated, getting motivated from you guys. And I want to echo what Helena said in the previous one. The presentation's been fantastic. You guys have been awesome. The tech team behind the scene, just keeping everything running. I've run these Zoom calls for my own private courses, and you know, when it's a one-man band show, you're juggling everything. So having your team in the background makes everything run smooth. So congrats.
Awesome. Thank you, Neil. Well, hey, we're glad that you were able to make it with us safely, because I know you really went all out, right? You're watching from the car, and then you made it here with a few minutes to spare in order to talk to your coach on time. The person that may be watching this, right, and they've never attended a Kindle Cashflow live event, and they're wondering, they're probably thinking, hey, this is like all of the others. What would you say to that person?
Yeah. I'd say I initially was thinking the same thing. I'd seen the adverts. I'm in the community, and I was like, do I really want to? Do I want to do an online, you know, version of this? You know, and I just sort of bit the bullet. And I would suggest anybody, you know, if you're on the fence, you know, make that decision. You know, the money's not, it's not an expensive amount for the VIP session, and it's definitely worth the money being spent on it. It's been outstanding. And I'm expecting to get loads more out of the remaining part of this session and tomorrow. So, guys, if you're on the fence, step off it and step forwards, and take that next step on your own journey.
Step off it, step forward, and take that next step into your own. There you go. Neil, that was perfectly said. I couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Willie Brown. Let's bring on Willie Brown. So Willie, it looks like you may be in the car too. I know Neil was just in the car. So we got Willie Brown over here. And then after that, we'll bring on Ricardo P. All right, Ricardo. So Willie,
yes.
Where are you watching from, and what's been your biggest takeaway so far?
I'm in New York City. My biggest takeaway, Ty, is the fact that you and your crew, I love the way y'all give it up, man. Y'all give it up where is you can just see it, you know, and that right there lets me know that this community is definitely a place for me to embrace. No matter what I go through, just keep on embracing it. Just keep listening. You know, even though I'm getting off, I had got off to a slow start. I'm getting off to a slow start. I'm not quitting. You're going to still see me around. You're going to see me around.
There you go.
You know, until one day you're going to be like, okay, now you're not on the camera or the video no more. You right here live. You made it close up next to us.
There you go. Willie, that transformation, that transformation from you being able to say, okay, remember when we were talking on camera, Ty, to where I'm at now, that right there is something that will put a smile on your face. Like just thinking like, man, I made it.
Cause you giving me the steps, and I know I just gotta keep doing it, and I'm gonna break through. I'm gonna break through.
That's it.
You know, to me, the mind has so many different avenues, and it'll pull out what you needed to pull out at a given time, and put it on paper, and bring it to the people the way you're supposed to. And I'm thankful. I'm thankful, Ty, that you was able to go through what you go through, and you brought it to the people, and then I picked it up from where you brought it, and you gave it to me, and I'm definitely gonna continue. I'm gonna pick that up, Ty, and I thank you for that.
Hey, Willie, I thank you, and I appreciate your sincerity. For the person that's watching, I want to ask you the same question. What Well, first, Willie, where you said you're in New York, right? Is that what it is? For the person that's watching, they're on the fence, they've never attended a KCF Live event. Is this your first event, or have you attended one before?
No, this is my first one.
What would you say to the person that, and I'm wondering, like, what made you say, yeah, I'm going to join? Like, I want to watch this thing. Like, what was that point for you?
Because I know it wasn't a wrong connection. This is the right connection.
Okay.
You know, the steps that I'm striving to take, right? You already took them. You paved that way, and you showing me. So now what I have to do is take heed to what you're saying, and eventually the door will open. The door will open.
There you go. Well said, Willie. I appreciate having you on here, man. It's been a pleasure, and it's going to be a pleasure seeing where you get, you know, when we send you that plaque, whether it's a gold plaque or a platinum plaque or whichever one you're shooting for, and when you send us that picture, and you're like, Ty.
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to hold that to you. I'm going to hold it to you. Thank you. We appreciate you. All right, stay well. All right, let's bring up. Next up, we're going to bring up. Let's bring up Ricardo P. And then after that, we'll bring up Jeanette Harjo, I think it is, Harjo. And then after that, we can bring up Jessica Lopez. All right. So Ricardo, looks like you've been unmuted. Ricardo, what's been your biggest takeaway, and where are you watching from?
I'm watching now from Pennsylvania, PA, and my big takeaway.
Ricardo, you've got that Cowboys gear on really quickly. We got to address that. You got the Cowboys football. We're not going to hold that against you right there. The fact that he's got the Cowboy gear. All right. But in all seriousness, watching from Pennsylvania, your biggest takeaway has been?
It's been a lot, man. But I just want to touch off Tiffany, your story. Oh, my goodness. Like, oh, my goodness. Like, I see in a lot of AA meetings, you know, and like so many people want to hear your story, and like now it's getting emotional.
Yeah.
Because it's so serious, man. Like, oh man, you know. So hold on. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
You're good. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to share some of my story with anybody who think they thinking about this or whatever. Like, I made reads for over a year. I just got them. I could have quit. I was out of my job. I could have quit. I'm out of work now for the last 3 months due to my injury. I could have quit.
Ricardo, you're good, brother. You're good.
Yo, I had to believe in myself. And y'all, like, it took a lot of courage because I know me. Like, I know me, and this, I'm like, it's awesome, man. Like, it's possible, man, and just believe in yourself.
The belief in yourself. And Ricardo, I want you to take a moment and look at the chat box, man. Like, look at the love and look at the support. Check out the chat box real quick here. Look at that. Like, look at the love. Scroll up and down there. Hundreds of people are in there supporting you right now, supporting your mission. This is why, folks, I'm telling you why it's so important to share your story. This is why I wanted to bring Tiffany on, because sometimes we're going through things and we think that we're the only person that can relate. But in actuality, it takes the courage. If you have the courage to share your story, then you'll find that there's lots of people that can relate. When I first started speaking, I would go up on stage and I thought that I had to have the best suit on. I thought I had to enunciate my words to correctly, you know, present yourself. But there's no truth in that. No one is perfect. The truth is in coming in and bringing your blemishes and letting people know that you're human, because other humans can relate to that. Does that make sense? So Ricardo,
yes,
we appreciate you, brother. We appreciate you. Stay strong. Look at the chat box there. People are here. People are loving you. Ricardo's in the community as well. So with that said, I want to move on to our next guest really quickly. Let's bring on, because we got a ton of people that are here. And once you have came on, you can put your hand down. So Willie, if you can put your hand down, let's bring on Janet Harjo, Janet, and then Jessica Lopez after that. So Janet, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. It's Jeanette Harjo.
Jeanette Harjo. Boom. There we go. Jeanette, you've got the books in the background as well. Where are you watching from?
I'm watching from University Place, Washington State.
Nice. Okay. What's your biggest takeaway so far?
Well, first I've got to say, I came and went with I put my hand up and then I put it down. I put it up and I put it down. I finally remembered that my story was important. And so, because I didn't feel like anybody wanted to hear what I had to say. So I finally put it back up when I remembered that I was told by you guys that my story is important.
It is very important.
Here I am. And what was your question?
What's your
my biggest takeaway? I love the part about series because that's what I'm working on. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're fine. What genre are you writing for?
I write romantic.
Okay. Good. Nice. Awesome. Perfect.
No, it's not really like romance. It's romantic fiction, and it in the genres. It would be more sweet romance is what I write.
More sweet romance. All right. Well, listen, Jeanette, we are so excited to have you, and I'm glad that you did have the courage to come back and put your hand back up, because people do need to hear your story. People need to hear about who you are. People need to learn from you. They need to grow from you. They need to be inspired by you. And the only way they can do that is by sharing your story. There's millions and millions and millions of people that can relate to you. At a minimum, millions of people. Out of the billions of people that are on this planet. All right? So we appreciate you. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Let's move on to, who do we have next? After that, we're going to bring on Jessica Lopez. Jessica, I think you are unmuted. Well, no, you're not unmuted yet. There you go. You're unmuted now. And then after Jessica, let's bring on Ariel J. Andres, I think it is. All right. There we go. Jessica, how are you? Hey.
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Even better now that I'm speaking to you. Where are you watching from, and what's been your biggest takeaway so far?
I am watching from California, hot California.
Nice.
And my biggest takeaway is family. It feels like home. It feels like a breath of fresh air. It feels like, yes, I can do this. It feels like my brother, my sister, my auntie, everybody here is going to help me and guide me and show me the steps. Yeah. It feels doable. And I'm brand new. I do not know where I'm going to start, how I'm going to start, which way I'm going, and it just feels like I'm in the right place.
But you're going to start. You're going to start.
That's right. That's right. I'm here. Right. It feels like that sleeping giant within me has just been woke.
There you go. I love it. Now, you know what? You just said something, Jessica. You said it feels like family. Have you ever been part of other programs before?
I have, yes.
Did you get that feeling that it was like family from the other programs?
No, it felt Greek. It felt foreign. It felt unreachable. It felt like, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? This is for them. Mm-hmm. And this feels like, oh man, let's sit at the table. I'm welcomed.
Let's sit at the table. I'm welcome. I couldn't have said it any better. So for the person that's watching right now, they're considering joining the table, they're considering coming to the table, what would you say to that person? Let's say maybe they saw an ad about this event, right? They saw an ad on Facebook or YouTube, or they got an email. I don't know how you found out about it. How'd you find out about it?
I stumbled upon you looking for, where do I begin to write? And I stumbled upon you about a year ago, right before COVID. Okay. You had a workshop in Vegas that I was going to attend. Yeah. And something got in the way. Next thing I knew, we were in COVID and those events weren't happening. But I signed up for your emails. So I kept getting little bit of pieces about your program. And it just felt authentic. Very cool. My giant's been waiting to get woken up, and I just felt now's the time. If not now, when?
That's the thing. So. Now, when? Especially with